Good morning. I'm going to attempt to make some pickles today. I was watching a video the other day on YouTube from fencekid. Channel that I like to watch, and he was making some dill pickles and they look pretty good. So fencekid, you inspired me to make some pickles, and I'm going to do them here. I've got my jars. I'm going to make 8 if I've got enough cucumbers to make that many. I've got 8 pint jars, and I can do them 4 at a time in my little water bath canner here. And I'm going to do them outside here on the picnic table using my little Coleman cook stove and keep the heat out here. It's a nice cool morning this morning. A little bit of humidity in the air. I just hate to get the heat in the house already this early in the morning and have to run the air conditioner and everything. So I'm going to try to keep the heat outside and do it out here on the table. So anyway, first steps, these jars have already been washed and inspected, and there's no cracks in them or anything, and they're all washed up nice and clean. And so now I'm going to bring them to a boil on my little camp stove just to sterilize them. They just need to be sterilized in boiling water for a while, and I'll take them out and dry them, and I'll start over with making the brine and doing everything. So step 1's to sterilize the jars. First fail. My little camp stove's not going to work. I've had this on there. It's hot and steamy, but it's been going on there for over half an hour, and I just can't get that big a pot of water up to boil on my little stove. Little stove's dandy, but I've just never tried to do that big a quantity of water, and it's going to take entirely too long. So we are going to X the Coleman camp stove. We've moved this operation inside. We've got the jars is boiling away. I'm starting to make my brine. In here, the recipe for the brine, you'll need some vinegar. I put 3 of my pint jars that I'm going to be putting my pickles in. I put 3 jars of water to 1 jar full of the vinegar, and then 1/3 of a cup of salt, and use the non-iodine salt. And then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of dill weed. Get that turned around there so you can see it there. It's dill weed, and that's all I'm going to now. fencekid put peppercorns in his brine. I don't have them, so I'm gonna leave them out. I don't need peppercorns in my dill pickles anyway, I don't think. So anyways, that's what you'll need there for the brine, and of course you'll need cucumbers. There's my cucumbers. We're gonna slice them all up here in a little bit. I think that's it for now. And you'll need some salsa and some chips and a Blue Monster. You have to have all that to make pickles. So, don't actually have anything to do with pickles, but you gotta have it. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. Yeah, I got y'all propped up in there. I'm shooting this video with my phone, so I don't have a tripod mount for it, but I wanted you to see this slicer thing here in action. I bought this at an auction, a consignment auction, for a couple bucks. And you cut the end off your cucumber and then poke it in here, turn the crank, and it is just the neatest thing ever. Look at that. You know, stop before you get to your thumb. When the cucumbers turn red, that's not good. But anyway, look at that. Isn't that neat? Love that little contraption. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a couple of these little garlics in the bottom of the jar, and then fill it with my cucumbers. And I got the little funnel thing that goes in the jar, helps you fill it with the cucumbers. And then after I get them filled, then I've got some of this fresh dill. I'll lay a couple sprigs of that fresh dill in there. Like I said, I'm doing this with my phone and I can't really do it one-handed, so I'm going to get it all put together and then I'll let's see what it looks like. Okay, here they are. Yeah, it's what they look like. Got a couple, you can see the fresh dills and the garlics in there. And I forgot to tell you earlier, you get you one of these little magnet things because you need to boil your lids too. I didn't mention that part, but you boil them to soften up the seal and helps kill any germs or anything that's on there that might contaminate your pickles. So you boil your lids, and now we've got the jars filled. I'm putting the lid on it. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Anyway, you set the lid down on it and then screw the rings on. You just wash the rings. You don't have to sterilize them, or be careful, they're only there to hold the lid on until everything gets sealed. Then you take them back off anyway. Now some people don't. I like taking the lids off because the other night these jars aren't ones that I'd used before, and somebody had left these rings on them and stored them, and then there's rust all around the lid. So the other night I sat in here with a scratchy pad washing bottles and getting the rust all off around the threads. It doesn't hurt anything. It's on the outside of the jar, but it's still, I just would rather not have that rust stain on there. So it's just as easy to take your lids off, you know, after you get everything canned up. So that's where we're at. Okay, we got 4 of them going now. They are filled and in the canner, and gonna let them boil. Could bring them to a boil and let them boil for 10 minutes in the water bath, and then we'll take them out and let them seal down. And it don't take long, but I can only do 4 at a time, so while those 4 are canning, I can get the other 4 prepped and ready to go in as soon as they come out. And like I say, they're pickles, and you know, you probably wouldn't have to can them and seal them down at all. You know, there's the brine and the vinegar and everything in there. So it don't take a lot, but I like to have the lid sealed down. So that's what we're doing. Well, that's it. Their first batch is still in the canner, and second batch is sitting here ready to go. And that's what they look like. They're going to be some good pickles. I like dill pickles. And I'll go ahead and get them canned up, the rest of them, and hopefully they'll all seal down. I'll have 8 pints of dill pickles. Now I've got enough cucumbers left over there for a whole nother batch, so I don't know if I'll get it done before they get soft and squishy or not. Chickens might get them. I might have to find somebody that wants some cucumbers. I'll ask around. And if you see these, see all them tomatoes laying there? That's a whole nother day and a whole nother video. We'll make something out of these peppers and tomatoes. Something that goes well with monsters and chips. So, thanks for watching.